right, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Voice of a Niner Faithful. I'm Jason, your host. Today we'll be getting into quite a bit of stuff, so let's just get on with it here. As you can see, my screen is a little different than normal. I'm showing my one of my screens that I have, and I'm in the little corner there. I'm going to try this out today just because there's a lot of stuff I want to show. So first things first, my first subject is going to be about Jed York. He decided he wanted to become the principal owner after buying, as it says, after buying sufficient equity from his mother. So now we have instead of just CEO Jed York, it is principal owner Jed York, which I think is a good thing. I think he's shown that he is here for the team. He's an owner. He's not there for himself. And an example of that, I think, would be Jerry Jones of Dallas. Jerry is in it for him. Yes, I think Jed York, it doesn't hurt him that he's in charge now. He has the most shares and everything. He's the principal owner, but he wants to do it, I think, more for the team, not just the business side of it. There is always the business side of it. My old boss, owner of Quad Graphics, used to always say, "You're in business to make money." Well, here it is. He's in business to make money, and he also wants the best for the team. He's willing to spend the capital, what needs to get done for the team. And yes, that helps his business as well, but he's 49er all the way. There's no denying it. I don't think Jerry Jones is Dallas all the way. I think Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones all the way. Jed York, he's here for the team. This will help the team in the long run because he'll be able to concentrate more, because he'll have more share, he'll have more say. So this is one of the good things that have come out this past week. I think this is an awesome thing. Next, we also have this weird quote from Nick Wright. 49ers need to do whatever it takes to trade Brock Purdy to Chicago for Bears' number 1 draft pick and steal Caleb Williams. Wow. No, that I don't know where Nick Wright is coming up with this weirdness. Somebody dropped him on his head. I don't know. He says a lot of weird stuff. Some stuff is okay, but some stuff is weird. And this is one of those weird things. I actually tried to send him a message on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, just to confirm that he really did say this. He never responded, of course. I'm sure he gets a lot of tweets from 49er fans because of what he says. So it's not a surprise I didn't get anything back from him. But no, I don't think that this would be a good thing. Brock Purdy is on pace to improve even more than he did from his rookie season in last year. He's awesome. I mean, who would have guessed Mr. Irrelevant would have done this? There was no one, not even after Trey Lance went down, no one was thinking Brock Purdy is going to come in and do this. And he has. There's absolutely no reason for the 49ers to go after Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, I actually think, and I said this, and unfortunately it didn't go as well as I had hoped, but I had said this in a Facebook post that the Bears should have kept Justin Fields. This is before they traded him. I thought that the Bears would have kept him, but that didn't happen. I kind of hope we all get this humongous big surprise that the Bears pick somebody else, not Caleb Williams. I'm just don't think he would be a good fit for the Bears. The Bears have been doing some decent off-season stuff, and I don't. I if anything, I should say I would think that the Bears should maybe trade down, still stay in the first round so they can get a quarterback. But if they trade down, they can get another pick as well. That would help them. But as for us 49er fans, no, this isn't going to happen. Brock Purdy is staying. Brock Purdy is going to be, I hope, our long term quarterback. And when I mean long term, I'm talking Tom Brady long term with the Patriots. I think Brock Purdy could be here that long. And I hope Brock Purdy is here that long. And I hope he gets as many uh, nice big trophies, Lombardi trophies with the 49ers for that long. The same amount or more than Tom Brady did. So, yeah, Nick Wright, you're you're smoking something and not sharing. So, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Next, we have this. I thought was rather interesting to read about. Defensive linemen that used to be 49ers, how much they're getting paid on the other teams. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I want to see. So, Kris Kocurek School of Rehabilitation. I like that. I really do. Defensive linemen. Look at the difference in pay. Average pay in Frisco per year, and then after they left Frisco. This is our defensive line coaches. This is awesome. If he can do that with these people, and look what they're getting paid after they leave, every single one of them. Some of them not as much. I mean, just a couple mil there, a couple mil there, but going from less than a mil to 8 mil with Charles Menahu, all of these people in the last, from 2020 to the last 3 years are getting awesome pay now. That's because other teams know that Kris Kocurek is teaching them the right way. Now, we need to keep some people. I think if there was a chance to get any of these people back, let's say for whatever reason, whatever team they went to, it just didn't fit. Sometimes it's not necessarily the player is bad. It's the culture is not to how they like it or need it. Some players, some people need a particular culture to thrive. Now, if they just go to that other team for the money, which, hey, NFL, just like I said earlier, is a business and you're in business to make money, that's fine. But if it doesn't work out, it can't hurt to try to come back. You know you fit here. You know you work here. So if we can get some of these guys back, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Even last year, just Cleveland Farrell last year, he did really good for us. I think that would have been a good thing if we would have been able to keep him. But it's understandable. But it's pretty cool to know that our defensive line coach is just that damn good. Now, is Kris Kocurek going to stay defensive line coach? I hope he stays with the 49ers, but I think he deserves to get more. I think he deserves maybe a chance at a defensive coordinator position or at least assistant, move up the chain a little bit. But if he's happy where he's at, I'd love just keep him there. Keep paying him, give him a raise to stay there. He's just doing so awesome. So, yeah, I thought this was pretty cool to find. And yeah, that's just our team. That's just the 49ers and how we bring up our coaches and how our coaches teach. it's awesome. So then now we got here it is. The whole let's get into this. Some of those rules and changes that came out of the owners meeting, and yeah, uh, what the NFL has done. The hip drop tackle, excuse me, is out. The 2024 season, after owners voted to make it a 15-yard penalty after a rash of recent injuries on the play. While I agree, it's awesome that they're highly concerned about player safety. That I will completely agree with that. Player safety is number one. Any safety, not necessarily player safety. Safety in any work environment that you do, player safety in or not player safety, workman's safety in any type of work that you do. That is top priority. This is okay. I understand where they're coming from, but now they need to get a little bit more specific about what they mean. Now, there's someone that I remember reading somewhere, and I wish I would have taken a clip of it as well, that they said it's not necessarily the hip drop tackle, it's a swivel hip drop tackle. If you pull them and pull all the way around, my catch with this whole thing is how how are they gonna play it? I mean, you can't hit them low, you can't hit them high, you hit them in the middle, and you try to tackle them, and you happen to pull at the, you're tackling, and maybe you slip and it pulls, and how are they gonna call this? Um, we're not going to find that out until the beginning of the season and we start seeing some of these plays called. And then the NFL is going to find out that it's either going to be overused, overcalled, and scores are just going to go skyrocketing because everyone's going to be too afraid to get the 15-yard penalty because it'll just be added on to the end of the run, of course. So might as well just let him go. Or they're going to say, "Oh wow, this is really affecting the game, the way the game is being played, and it's affecting people watching the game because no one wants to watch a game that there's really no defense." So one of the two things is going to happen is the NFL is going to, okay, we think this is working, or no, this isn't working, and something's going to change. What I still think just needs to be happen is a bit more definitive. Maybe come out with something that shows, all right, instead of tackling this way, you can still grab them around the waist, but you have to do it this way, and start teaching that. This is going to take several years to get through. The only other thing I can think of that I can see happening is it's going to change if this rule stays. It's going to change the type of corner and safety that are out there. Now, right now we have, what do we have? Shorter, usually a safety or a corner. They're short. They're shorter than the average wide receiver. Yeah, they're faster and they probably have a good jump radius and all that. But they're usually shorter. They're a little smaller. So I think that's going to change, and they need to be able to do that type of tackle, or at least a similar type of tackle, to get the person to the ground, the receiver, the running back that gets that far back, whatever, tight end. Tight ends are, these guys are big boys that they're trying to tackle. So one of the things that I can see happening if this rule stays in place is the type of cornerback and safety they're gonna get bigger. They're gonna get bulkier. They might they're going to have to try to get some sort of hybrid fast but big boys. or they're going to have to start trying to do maybe you're going to have to start playing another person all the time back there so that you can have that smaller person but have the big boys get the tackles in. I don't know. It's a slippery slope, and it's gonna unfortunately play out this season, and we'll see what happens. I'm as much as I am there for safety, and I understand what they're thinking. I still think that they should have just left. They should have left it alone. They should have found another alternative to that. This is a physical game. It's a contact sport. Injuries are gonna happen no matter what you try to do. So we'll see. The only way to find that out, obviously, like I said, is to once the season starts, let's see what happens and go from there. Some of the other things that came out of those rule changes. We have the NFL approved a rule to allow a replay review when there is clear and obvious visual evidence that the game clock expired. Okay, that's good. If the game clock expired and then they hiked the ball and they let the play go, that's wrong. If it's pretty obvious but no one called it, that's fine. That they okay, hey, we have a second to think about this. Hey, yeah, that did call the flag, throw the flag. That's fine. The next one, NFL would use replay assist on intentional grounding. That's actually good too. Some of those intentional groundings really weren't, and vice versa. Some of them were intentional grounding. They weren't completely out of the tackle box, and they threw it. But that's a fine one. That's an understandable one. Some of those calls were close past couple seasons, so that's fine. I'm okay with that one. Planning on playing on Christmas Day again, even though Christmas Day is on a Wednesday. Um, well, I guess a lot of people are home. A lot of people watch football on Christmas. I am actually okay with that. That's one more day of football. Yes, I tend to watch the 49ers the most, but I do watch other football, especially if it's one, Seattle, the Rams, or the Cardinals. They're in our division. Want to see how they're doing. Or I'd love to watch the Cowboys lose to anybody. Um, so, yeah, I'm okay with that. I think if I heard correctly, I don't remember where I heard it. Somebody said that they're actually going to have two games on Christmas, not just one. So there'll be the Christmas Day games, Thursday night game, Sunday games, and usually right around that time, don't they start usually throwing in a Saturday game? So maybe we'll have a game Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 out of the 7 days of that week. Oh, Monday, 5 out of that'd be awesome. I can watch football 5 days a week. Wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. I like this trade deadline rule. I would have preferred. I think the original ask was for 2 weeks change instead of 1 week, but I think this is a little bit. This is good. Gives it more time to do the trade deadlines because a lot of people will want to try to get those trades in before if they think they're on a good playoff run and that they say, you know what, if we just had that one player, but we don't know for sure because it's only week 8 and it's a little early. At least they have another extra week to think it over if they want to pull the plug on that and do it. So yeah, I think that's okay. I would have preferred 2 weeks. I would have preferred it after week 10, but week 9 is fine. The NFL didn't change the onside kick this year, and now you can only do it in the fourth quarter while trailing. Okay, I'm okay with that. You don't need any trick plays. There's no point in a trick play uh, during the middle of the year. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Um, the NFL will now allow teams to promote a practice squad quarterback to the active roster for game days as the third quarterback. That's I thought they did that last year because of what happened to the Niners um, the previous year. But that's fine. It's in writing. All good. Speaking of the kickoff, let's see if I thought I had something up for the kickoff. We can look it up. We'll go here. Kickoff rules. New NFL kickoff rule diagram. All right. Here we go. Here it is. I knew I had it somewhere. Well, that just gives me the story. Where'd that thing go? There it is. Okay. And I'm on X, which is fine. So, landing zone. Yes, I'm looking at my bigger screen. Uh, Landing zone, this kickoff start line. So they're kicking from back here. Everybody else is lined up here. And if it lands in here, I think they can wave it and it'll end up on the 20-yard line. Or they can run it back. This should be an interesting post. This should work. I'd like to. I'd love to see it happen before. I suppose we're going to see it happen in the preseason games. So I'm sure if something weird happens during the preseason games, that they will make adjustments. Um, that goes for the hip drag, hip toss, hip drag tackle too. If they see something weird during the preseason with those plays, I'm sure they'll make adjustments. But yeah, it's hopefully this will make it a lot more interesting. Maybe we'll get some better run backs. Do a little get some TDs out of this. Make it more exciting. I can see why they did it. I'm all right with that. What does everyone else think on this? Shoot me a message in the messages in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this. If you think it's fair. Off season. Some of the other things that we'll talk about. This is from 49ers.com after the owners meeting. So it went into a little bit about Lynch's assessment of some of the players that they acquired. I'm happy about George Kittle and Charvarius Ward, them getting their surgeries done now, minor things. You can even see that John Lynch said he had it while he was playing, and it has a high success rate of healing. I think this will help both of them, both George and Charvarius. I think it's best time to do it, and they'll be fully healed. Pretty much, like it says, he thinks Ward will be ready for training camp, and Kittle is on the same plan. So both be ready for training camp. I'm okay with that. Let's get those minor things done during the off season. Get them healthy. Get them ready to go. Linebacker Dre Gainlaw and Huff, they are progressing. Yeah, I can understand where he's coming from with thinking Dre might be on the pup list to start. Yes, the player is obviously going to say, "Oh, I can play, coach. I can play, coach." Sometimes you gotta play. You gotta play it safe. Sometimes you don't want to rush these guys back and get them hurt even worse. So if he's on the pup list for say first 4 games, that's not a huge thing. I'd rather have him healthy for the playoff run than get hurt even worse and be out for the whole season. So I'm okay with that. Looks like Huff should be ready to go as well. Think let's see, is doing well. That's great news. Doing a great job. So it doesn't really give an actual date of when he might be back, but I've heard from other sources that Huff thinks that he'll be back by the beginning of the season 2, but we'll see how that goes as well. I think it's better to play it safe. Jair Brown is doing good. I think Brown was an awesome pick in the draft, so I think we'll be fine. Uh, George Odom there as well. I think we'll all be good. I don't know. Did we? I don't think we have officially re-signed Gibson though. I think he's technically still a free agent. So I hope we keep him. I mean, he's just some of those interceptions that he made throughout the interceptions, plural, that he's made throughout the year were key. So yeah, I think we need to keep Gibson. Brandon Ayuk. Well, we've all seen the emoji. He was on that podcast with I think it was with Shannon Sharp. So and Ocho. I haven't listened to it yet. I will. Um, I still think he will get paid. He's gonna get his money, just like Nick, just like Debo. It'll probably be close to the beginning of the season, but it's gonna happen. Lastly, we got Brock Wright signs an offer sheet. The Niners wanted to pick him up. We got a 3-year, $12 million offer. That would be awesome if we can get him. We could use a better backup tight end too. So I think that'll help us out a lot. Of course, still have 5 days for the Lions to say, "Oh no, we're going to match that. It's cool. We're going to keep him." So we'll see by my next episode if we sign him or not. I think it would be a good thing if we signed him. From all I've seen, he's a good player. He's fits our scheme, I think, very well. So yeah, I think this is awesome. And since Charlie Warner left, which is too bad, I like Charlie. Here, I'll show you how much I like Charlie. There's Charlie. That's my screen. I like my screen. Yeah, since Charlie left, we need somebody to fill that void, and his experience, Wright's experience, would work out quite well. So, with that said, I think all in all, if we can get Wright, it'll make our tight end room really, really roll. I think it'll actually free up George Kittle more. All right, that's it for this week. Next week, we will go into some of the possible draft picks and catch up on any other news that happens. Please like, subscribe, and make comment. I need to get those comments in here so I can make this even better. Making progress. Hopefully next week I can in the next I wouldn't say next week. I'd say probably next couple of months I will finally pick a particular program that I'll be able to go back and forth instead of just me in the corner and this, or just me by myself. There's ways to do that. I'm gonna get in there. I'm getting there now. So thank you all for watching. See you next week. Like, subscribe, and comment.